In this video, we're going to be going over my overall rankings, my defense rankings, and of course, kickers. What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. Let's get on to my very early rankings. If it's your first time on this channel and you love fantasy football content, you love waivers, rankings, watching me draft, so on and so forth, I highly suggest you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so you won't miss anything. Now on to the rankings. Ranking these top two were very easy. You got to go number one, Jags. I mean, Jags were my number one defense last year when nobody else really ranked them number one. And I mean, they got to be this year too. They even added pieces to it. They may even improve from last year. So they got to be number one. It's safe. They have the upside. I mean, they're just solidified at that spot. Then I think number two, you have to go with the Rams. And I think there's a couple of people hating on the Rams, or at least hating on Ndamukong Suh, or pointing out some weaknesses. I think Ndamukong Suh's been really good, actually. I think he's playing really good on the Dolphins. It's just that the Dolphins sucked. I mean, they were just a horrible team last year, man. They just, I mean, his whole tenure there on the Dolphins, they were just terrible. You can't do it by yourself as a nose tackle or a defensive tackle. You can't do it. He's not as good as Aaron Donald, no, but he's going to be really good. And you have Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, the upside, like, it's just going to be insane. Like, this is a really beastly defensive line. That's like Chris Paul and James Harden. So the Rams got the coach in Wade Phillips. The Rams got the DBs. The DBs are amazing. They got the D-line. I think they have all the makings to be a great defense. And also, they got the Seahawks number for some reason. They just crush the Seahawks every time they play them. At number three, not a huge secret here. I think everyone knows the Vikings defense is really good. But they did finish number 11 only last year. And I think that was just kind of luck. Like, this defense is freaking amazing, man. And they're well coached. I love Harrison Smith. Like, it's just overall, they have no weaknesses. They're very smart. They know how to play, and they always put a safety out there, out in the box, and know how to execute properly. I think they'll get more fantasy points this year. We all know defenses are very inconsistent, very unreliable, hard to predict when it comes to fantasy points. They're not playing for our fantasy points. That's not the reason they're playing. They're playing to win the game. And this year, hopefully, we'll see some more defensive touchdowns and more turnovers, more sacks, more fumbles, so on and so forth with the Vikings. Like, it's inevitable. They'll be able to get it. They'll easily be a top 10 defense, probably top 5 fantasy defense this year. This is really messy, guys, and this is the whole theme of this video. Just draft a defense at the very end. I'm drafting a kicker with my last pick, and I'm drafting a defense with my second to last pick. You can look at the schedule. You can stream defenses. You can draft a defense who has an easy schedule the first week. You can do it. You can draft an obscure defense, and we'll go over some of them. Look, last year, I'm gonna just keep saying this, and you guys reminded me too. You guys keep giving me props. I had the Jaguars D number 1. They were available almost every single time in round 15. Like, nobody wanted it. Like, Jaguars, it's a crappy team. I'm not drafting their defense. Look what happened. They were amazing. The great value pick. They crushed it every single week, especially against Big Ben. So I got the Texans at number 4. They have the second best strength of schedule for defenses. The Chargers at number 5. And man, you can really interchange these. You can rank them however you want. It's the second most difficult position to predict season to season. It's just so difficult. And kicker is the number 1 most difficult position to predict. So, you know, that's just what I was, just draft them late. That's the At number 8, I have the Ravens, and one reason I really like them is their early schedule. I actually don't have that much faith in the Ravens defense for the entire season, but look at who they're playing. Look at this. They're playing a home game against the Bills. The Bills have no offense. They're playing at Bengals. Bengals don't have a great O-line. And they're playing the Broncos. Broncos could be good. They could be bad. We don't know yet. They're playing at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a good team. Then they're playing at Cleveland. Should be a low-scoring, close game. So if you can get the Ravens late, hey, I'm not scared to drop them. Another reason, like I say, pick a defense and kicker late. Let's just say, you know, just theoretically, you draft a defense and kicker early. And also what's gonna suck, especially if you only have like 5 bench spots, a lot of leagues have shallow benches with 5 bench spots or less. You're inclined to keep that kicker and defense that you drafted in round 10. Like if you draft the Jaguars D, you're not gonna drop them, no way. If you draft Justin Tucker or Gostkowski, you'll probably keep them. So that's also gonna be tough to keep defenses and kickers and have 2 defenses and 2 kickers on your team, taking up valuable roster spots when those bye weeks kick in. It's gonna be tougher to manage that. But when I draft a kicker and defense around 15 and 16, I just drop them. Don't even think twice, pick up another one, because I know the good kickers out there and I know how to stream defenses. And there you go, easy to manage your team. At number 9, I have the Saints, who's going to improve their defense. They were decent last year, but faced some pretty tough teams. Week 1 and week 2, they're facing the Bucks and the Browns. I like that. I think the Bears defense is a little bit underrated. Here's the thing though, I'm probably not drafting them because they faced the Packers week 1. Just because of that, I'm just not going to draft them. After that though, they have a pretty easy schedule. Week 2 to week 9, they face these teams: the Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Bucks, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Bills. So that's pretty good. Maybe a good streaming option. Get them off free agency or something. I don't like the Steelers. They have very little faith in them, but they face the Browns, the Chiefs, the Bucks, and the Ravens the first 4 weeks. And the Packers defense, I have them ranked number 19, also sleeper defense. I think this is going to be great in those 16-man leagues, you know, or streaming options. Week 1 through 4. Very beginning of the season, they face the Bears, the Vikings, Washington, and the Bills, which, I mean, it's not the sweetest matchups, but, you know, it's definitely a defense that I'd start as a sleeper defense that's going to be overlooked in deeper leagues. Lions, man, they're facing the Jets week 1. Might just draft them at the end just because they're facing the Jets. Their defense, they're okay team. Their defense isn't that bad. And it's a home game too. That helps a little bit. Same thing with Washington. I have them ranked number 23. Week 1, they're facing the Cardinals. Week 2, they're facing the Colts, which actually sucks if Andrew Luck is healthy, but if Andrew Luck's not playing, hey, I'll start the Washington defense week 2 as well. Moving on to kickers, I like Jake Elliott at number 4. I'm just going to go over some of the guys that kind of stand out to me. I like to pick kickers on really good teams. These are the odds of how many games each team's going to win from Vegas. And don't get stuck on the number of wins because that's really hard to predict. But I do focus on the rankings. I do believe they mean something. As in, look, the Patriots are number 1, so we know they're going to be a really good team. The professionals, the people, there's millions of dollars on the line when these guys make these lines. And we know that the Patriots are likely going to be a really good team, win a lot of games, have the lead a lot, settle for a lot of field goals. While teams like the Browns and other teams that are, you know, slated to win very few games, 5 or 6 games, they're probably not going to settle for a lot of field goals. Probably not going to get in the red zone often, have less field goal attempts, so on and so forth. Because in the 4th quarter, if you're behind a couple touchdowns, you're probably not going to kick a field goal. You're going to go for it and mess up. Vikings, they're in a dome, and Vegas has them to win a ton of games. They're a really good team, and that's why I like Kai Forbath. As far as his talent, he's pretty good too. Number 9, super sleeper, Josh Lambo, Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're going to have the lead a lot. I think they're going to grind it out, run the ball, tell Blake Bortles, look, Blake, don't turn the ball over. I think they'll settle for a lot of field goals. And Josh Lambo is really good, really talented. I think the Chargers should have never let go of Josh Lambo. I think that was a huge mistake on their behalf. Whoever the Giants starting kicker is going to be, I like them. Aldrick Rosas. This is more deep league. It's just having fun. I don't know. I like kickers. It's probably not going to draft this deep, but I mean, hey man, there's people in deep leagues. So number 18, I have Aldrick Rosas, who I believe is going to be the starter for the Giants. Number 21, Robbie Gold on the 49ers. 49ers, much improved team ever since Jimmy G started. And my super duper deep sleeper is Jonathan Brown, or John Brown, the backup kicker of the Bengals. The Bengals just never got that kicker position straight. Like, they have just been horrible at the kicker position. So I think right now Randy Bullock is starting, and I don't like him much. And if he were to get cut, I think John Brown, it was a funny story because he says that, like, when he goes on the field in college, everyone thinks he's a DB. He doesn't fit the part as a kicker. but he is a kicker, and man, he can boot the ball. I think this is a cool sleeper pick for those of you that play 32-man leagues, and that does exist. I keep saying that on videos, like now I do get questions like, hey, I'm in a 32-team league, can you help me out? Dang, that's a deep league. That's a lot. There's a lot of players. I'm recording this. My AC's out. It's hot. I'm recording all these videos at once. So thanks for bearing with me. I'm just trucking on. I really don't have much to say about my overall rankings, but I did want to show you guys, and I kind of want to reward you guys for watching a defense and kicker ranking video. Two positions I really like to research. I like to have fun with it, but I did want to show you guys my top 20 to 30 overall rankings. So I'm really experimenting with RB0 strategy this year, but not like the thing I think is a huge flaw with RB0 strategy is that there's too many like purists. Like you can go RBZeroLite. That's what I like to call it. Like you don't have to stick exactly to the RB0 plan. Like, oh, no RBs the first 5 rounds, or else no, like there's no one that's gonna come and like chop me. No one's gonna cut me with a samurai sword because I draft like I'm just saying, like I think elite wide receivers like Hopkins and Antonio Brown are very important this year. Even Devontae Adams, like players like that. So I'm definitely gonna be aiming to get an elite wide receiver, even though wide receiver is very deep. After that, I might wait several rounds to get a wide receiver. Look, I love running backs, but I think you're gonna be able to find value at the running back spot. So I'm just gonna experiment with that. These are gonna change. These are early rankings. That's why I'm calling them early. And we'll see what happens, man. Like that's just something I threw out there because I'm gonna be doing a lot of mock drafts. I'll be doing mock drafts on the Facebook group with the Couch fam. I'll be doing mock drafts on YouTube, of course, and putting them out there. And I really did want to experiment with that. And I'll call it RBZeroLite draft strategy. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel by hitting this couch icon to the side of me. Watch all the other ranking videos, early ranking videos. I did one for every position, guys, so make sure you check them all out. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave it a thumbs down. I'm cool with that too. I'll see you on the next video.